Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another week, and welcome to the JavaScript class. I'm officially welcoming you to week 6. Though I think there was a class on Sunday and Saturday. But here we are. This is my first class for week 6. Please, if you are with me, let me have a comment in the chat box that we are together. So that I will know that everyone can hear me and we are in this class together. I'm greeting everyone. Good evening, everyone, and good evening, my class rep, Chiamaka. Good evening. It's nice to be here once again. Please let me know if you can hear me. Let's have a comment. Okay, I can also see I'm live. So welcome to week 5. A week that you have a lot to learn. But okay, thank you, Esther. Okay, I can see messages now. Okay, so don't be overwhelmed. We have a lot of things to learn together, and let it just be a sign of, or be a word of relief that you are not going to learn. Yes, I know it's week 6. Yeah, it's week 6. Thank you. So we are not going to learn everything. You are not going to be taught everything in JavaScript within this week and next week. But the basics you need to get started with JavaScript, you will be definitely be taught. Don't be overwhelmed. You have a lot to learn. Even there are still some aspects that is still gray area to me. It's not that I'm 100%. So you won't see anyone that will tell you that I'm 100% comfortable with JavaScript, but we'll keep learning. Everyone keep learning. So there, I know you have a lot of learning material, and the one that you yourself can even search for, or you can even get, can even be more than what we have given you. So don't be overwhelmed. And it will look. I remember when I first I started learning JavaScript using Code Academy. It was like hell, Then I wasn't able to find my strength that I prefer watching video to reading text. So if I tell you what it takes me, the times it takes me to learn what I all understand function, it was a long period. So this is not to scare anyone, but it's just to tell you that we are all in it together. If you are experiencing a challenge, we are all in it together. But you just you will get better by practicing. That's just the only thing. Like they say, life is like a bicycle. You have to keep going to maintain balance. So with that being said, I'll be using W3 School's documents to explain a lot of things. Now, in week 3, we are having this topic, JavaScript history, which JavaScript is history, the concept, the terms and definition, and the syntax. Those are the things we are having. For those people that have dropped their profile, I was a bit unwell for some days, so I wasn't able to check my GitHub yesterday and today, so I've not checked. So, and I wasn't able to check my Slack also yesterday and today. So I will check every message. I'm a little better now. So so that's it here. Let's jump into it. For those, I've seen some comments that some people, you are not being graded. Maybe you have not been graded. You are not graded. You are not graded. You have not been graded for week 3, week 4, but your week 5 have been successfully graded. Wow, you are really lucky. Just that everything will be graded. Everything will be graded. So you just have to exercise patience. If there's anyone that has not been graded, just keep calm to be graded. Thank you so much. Everything is better now. So, oh, I'm happy. I'm happy you got 6.6. Honestly, I've not graded one. One with 5 tasks. Personally, I've not graded one. So I look forward to grading, and I'm happy that people are having that 6. It's very simple, and I wish everyone will get that 6. So today, and thank God I think there's no you don't have a task this week. You should have time to refresh those topics we'll be teaching you, and I believe you have a go at it. Well, JavaScript is like we call it a scripting language. It's a programming language. So we understand why HTML is not a programming language and why JavaScript is a programming language this evening. So you can see now, if you are just learning JavaScript, you can see you are on the right path. JavaScript is the world's most popular programming language. No language is popular like JavaScript. Well, I don't know. The only language I know can be popular more than JavaScript is English, and it's not a programming language. It's just a language. So, and it's not a programming language. So, like they say, JavaScript is the what? Is the programming language of the web. Just you can do front end and you can do back end with JavaScript, both the server side and both the client side. When you say the client side, is what you are seeing. That's the the front end. So we are working on client side with front end. Why back end client server side? Sorry. So you can see if you are having any challenge, run through to this place. You always have a sort of relief. So so that's just all about it. You can see JavaScript is one of the 3 languages all developer must learn. So like now, why you need to study JavaScript is that JavaScript will help you to what? To manipulate it helps to manipulate what you have your HTML and CSS. So some people basically doesn't even know, doesn't even start with JavaScript, HTML and CSS. There are some people that they didn't know HTML and CSS, like learning it, but they start with JavaScript because you can always create everything you want from JavaScript, from the script, and that's why you can manipulate or make changes. Anything you have written in HTML, you can override it in JavaScript. Just as a rush back to when we talk about CSS specificity. When if you declare, what we know is that it's being read from the top to bottom. Maybe you give a class of main, a class of main, you give an ID attribute of main, and you also give a class of main. If the main is the one at the last, declare last, because ID attributes has more specificity than class attributes, definitely it is going to override it. It is not. It will not. It is the rule inside that ID attribute that is going to work, just like we have known in CSS. Same thing, like if you are using inline and external style sheets, the inline style sheet will override your external file sheet. So the same way, anything written in your JavaScript will always be, anything you have written in your JavaScript will come improve everything in your HTML and CSS. So you can always define your, if you don't want to know define your HTML, you don't want to have an HTML file, it is possible with JavaScript. You can see now, it has started from 1997 to 1999. So we have ES5, ES6, and there's ES6. We are currently EX6, and we are moving to EX7. So these are just a brief history of JavaScript. It has syntax, just like we have syntax in CSS. We have the declaration block, the property, and the value. So also with JavaScript also their own. We have so that's just about it. It is for you to use JavaScript in your browser, just like we are having. We usually have HTML file, CSS file. We can also have a script file, and it will always end with .js. It will always end with .js. For the sake of this class, I think we should also we should continue with our replit as usual. Let's continue with our replit. I think is a good good place to continue, since that's what we have been done. Please, where are the results? I'm not seeing any on posts element. If someone should help me to attend to him. You should be seeing it. Let me just create. Now we can still use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So we are also going to teach you what you basically need, because to be honest, you can't learn everything, but there are some certain topics, some important topics that you need to know if you are going to be writing your React, if you are going to be using React. Basically, you don't need to know every topic to start writing React, but you need to know some basic things. You know function, you have to know function, you have to know scoping, all those things, basic things that you need to know to get started. We are going to teach you. Then from there, you keep learning, you keep learning, you keep learning, you keep learning. You know function, you know what's meant by method, you know when they call callbacks, blah, 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 all those things. We are going to teach you the basics, and from there you can continue. So let me say week 6 here. And now I'm creating the replit. And by now everyone knows how to create a replit account. So a replit profile or anything you want to do, everyone knows how to do that with replit. I believe so. So now, yes, I think you will be doing React. All things being equal, you should be doing React. You should be doing React. If you don't do it, at least we are going to make sure that the basic you need to get started with React, you're going to be having it. So one thing also I would like to mention is that when you're writing, one good thing about JavaScript is that no one knows it all. And if you're having any challenge, let's, before you leave this internship, cultivate a habit of solving your challenge yourself. Now we are no longer in HTML, we are no longer in CSS. We are now when they say you are a programmer, then because you are writing a JavaScript, that's why one of the reasons why they call you programmer. So please cultivate the habit of solving your problem by yourself. In terms that try, if you have any challenge, if you are supposed to, maybe you write a function and it's giving you the error, copy that error and paste it in your browser and search for it. You always get a response to it. This will help you going forward, because if you ask mentor is going to tell you, or is going to give an explanation about it, but that will not solve your problem at long run. So please always cultivate the habit of asking questions and find the solution yourself. We have a long way to go, so let's get started now. Now, for you to be able to write, for you to be able to run JavaScript, you need to attach it to your HTML. So you need to attach it to your HTML that you have created. So for example, now when we are writing CSS, our CSS, we are linking our CSS in our head elements. So also we can also link our JavaScript also in our head elements also. So there are two ways of doing it. And you can also write, just like we have inline styling, you can also write your scripts in you can also write your scripts inside your HTML, just like we have here. Instead of I can just write a script here without putting any source here. If I come here now, you can always write your script. So this is how you are going to do it. There are two ways, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to give you a task for you to be able to do. Now, there are two ways of putting your script tag. The script tag is what you are going to do that for JavaScript. Now, you can put it in your head, or you can put it at the end of your body, like before the closing tag of your body. Like there's a script here, and there's also a script. There's also a script here. So there is a script here, and there is a we have a script here. We can also put it in the head. So how do we put it in the head? So I want you to know now, if you are putting it to head now, this is where it's going to put it. We are linking it after. We are linking it after after our CSS. As you know, this is the link for our CSS. Now to add our script, we are going to come here now and write script. Now, we can close it like this, scripts. Now we need to, just like we are making our href here. So we need to tell our JavaScript the source of our where the folder is being located. So all the name of the folder, it takes in a source attribute like this. Then what's the name of the file? It is called scripts.js. You can name it anything. You can name it anything you want. You can name it Chamaka. You can name it everything. So Bani, good evening. Nice to see you again. So yeah, thank you, Grace. So now with this now, I've linked it together. I've linked my CSS to my JavaScript to my HTML. Now there's another attribute called defer. This defer, it means that I would like you to read about it. It's book called dump content loaded, that it is not going to load this script file until when it has loaded your HTML, CSS before it loads JavaScript. Why? I want you to read about it. We can talk about it tomorrow also in class. Why is it that, why are we putting defer here? If you want to put it in the head element and we not put defer, what is going to happen? But the actual meaning of defer, just like we know, most of us are in university. When you say you defer a course, that means you are not taking that course now until later. So now when you defer it now, that means this script is not going to be passed until your HTML, your CSS have finished loading, when your content have been loaded, before your script loaded. So, but if you didn't put it here also, it also works. But thank you, Samuel. But why? How is it going to affect our work? I would like you to read about it. Why do we need to put defer if we are putting our scripts linking in the head? Why do we need to put defer? So now I'll be putting this defer here. If you are not putting defer here, since you want everything to load before your that means your HTML to load, after your HTML uploaded, you can just come here. Yeah, you don't need to put defer. Yeah, you don't need to put defer. So everything, whenever your HTML, your CSS are passed, whatever you have written here as HTML, whatever you have written here as whatever you have written here, after it has finished loaded, then it should load your JavaScript. So most people usually put it here. You always see it, like if you are writing React, you always see your script tag at the end. Or most of people putting their script tag at the end. So, but anyone is okay in as much as you are putting the defer at the head. So now with this one now, we have successfully. Yes, thank you, Solomon. That's just it. To improve the speed in which your page load. Yeah, the load time. Thank you. So with this now, we have successfully linked our JavaScript to our HTML. So now if I come here now and I say, and one thing is that it is easier to debug. JavaScript in the sense that the place that you are having error is going to tell you which line you are having error. So that's one thing. That's one reason why people doesn't like CSS. For example, now if your CSS is not working, maybe you put, instead of you to put display of flex and you now write display of lex, nothing is going to happen. Nobody is going to tell you that what you have written is not supposed to be less, it's supposed to be flex. CSS is dumb. So, but JavaScript will tell you, no, that's not how to spell console. So now with this now, if I write console.log, let's say 1, 2, 3, console means that if I open this inspect here now, I think everyone know how to inspect. I think we know. We are using our inspector for our HTML, right? But here we'll be using our console. This is another tab here. We'll be using our console. I don't know too much for Replit. Okay, I don't really like all this error in the this thing is fond of this. Okay, we can open it like this. Now we have you can see now console 1, 2, 3. Now, if you look at it, it's telling me that inside my script.js, line 1 of 9 is where, yes, I think Replit has its own console, yeah. Okay, this is their own console here. All warning, blah blah blah. I think it would just be better to open it now, but this is their own console. Just like you see, but you're not going to be getting the, okay. Now you are getting console log 1, 2, 3 is here, but you are not getting the line. That's what I want to emphasize. So you are not getting the line here. It's not like the normal console here. You can see in normal console here, we are getting the line, we have written it. So that's just so with this being said, we have discussed about how we can link our HTML to how we can link our JavaScript with our HTML. Now we also talk about some things what we mean by declaration in JavaScript. Now, I believe you have a lot of you have videos to watch. Please try and watch it. Don't skip anyone. If there's anyone that you are not clear about, search for it on W3 School. If it's not clear, you can watch a YouTube video on it. It's not going to. No. If anyone is telling you that JavaScript is going to be easy, the person is actually lying. So please just But the only good thing is this. Unlike CSS, the more you keep working on JavaScript, the more simpler or the more easier it is. For example, now if I write a function and it's bringing, maybe I say console.log 1, 2, 3 inside the function, and it's bringing undefined. From my experience now, I know because I'm not returning anything inside the function. That's why it's not bringing anything. But this thing I've said, I spent a day, more than 2 days working, having this issue. So, but in as much you yeah, I've used the Replit console. You can always find it here. Once you click on this now, you can toggle developer tools. You get the console. Yeah, there are different ways of getting you can always see your output, which we are going to be talking about in some moments. When we are talking about DOM, we can also talk about it. Like we can say console.log. You can see now when you want to write inside your browser, you can always say console.log. And you can also use an alert. Alert is a window object. You can also use document.write and inner HTML. All this we are going to come about it when we are talking about DOM. Now, what we mean by now that will take us to what? A statement. A JavaScript program is what? A computer program is a list of instructions to be executed by what? By a computer. And when you give a program, when you write something, you are telling computer to what? To execute something. And that thing is called what? Is called statement. That means just like as if let me say, instead of statement, we can say instruction. When you say let X, Y, Z, that means what? Is a statement. You are telling computer to telling your computer to what? To initialize X, Y, and Z. So what you mean by statement is just a set of what? Instruction to be executed by your computer. For example, now let's say let X equals to 5. That's also a statement because you are telling computer to assign a space in his memory and store X to be 5 there. So this is a statement. So you can go all over about it. Well, there's not much to talk about that. When as much people will move on, we are going to talk about it. Now that led us to what we mean by what JavaScript syntax. It has a syntax, and now for you to, it also executes line by line, line by line. For example, now this line now, this is statement now. If I come here now, this is another statement here. So to end a statement in JavaScript, you have to use a semicolon like this. Like now, I don't need to write it. I don't need to go to another line before I write another statement. Once you put a semicolon like this, yeah, once you put a semicolon like this, that means that this is the end of this statement. You can write another one. So I can write something like this. And there's something we call a global object. We always execute first. Or it blocks. Now we have this alert 1, 2, 3. So these are another way of seeing your result. And this console log, you can see it is what is reading twice, because I've written console log twice here on line 1 and line 2. So if you are ending your statement, when you finish a statement, it must always end with a semicolon. So statement ends with colon. I hope we are together. I'm not seeing questions. Please let me know if you are together. Okay, yeah, okay. I don't think you have a task this week, so just take your time to learn. Take your time to learn about JavaScript. So that's that about what we mean by statements. So semicolon is not when you say, yeah, semicolon is used because some people say that was just as useless as semicolon in JavaScript. But semicolon is not useless. If I didn't put this one now, this is not complete now. You can see now it's throwing error because this statement is not, you can't combine the two together. You have to end one statement before the other. So JavaScript 2 can semicolon can also be your, semicolon is not totally useful in JavaScript. That useless in JavaScript, sorry. So it is used to end the statement. Let me see what we have it here. Now we have a fixed value, we have JavaScript value, we have fixed value, numbers, just we have string. We'll talk about data type when we reach there. We have data type of variable. Don't let us talk about. We have operator, just like we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. All these things are what also available. Just like we have comments in CSS and in HTML. Comment 2 is also available in JavaScript. You can make comments. As we already know, comments are just something that you don't want a statement that you don't want it to be executed. You don't want the computer to exclude. As a developer, always comment your code, because so now you'll start writing your project, and you need others to understand what you have written. So you need to put comments. Yes, can we do without the console.log? Yes, alert is a window object. Alert is the window object. Alert you can always do without console.log. You can also write it on your browser also, instead of putting it inside your console. We'll still get to that. Let's take it one by one. When we reach an area that I need to explain extensively, I'm going to take my time to explain. I want us to be able to discuss about variables today. I want us to be able to discuss about variable. What I mean by variable? Actually, you should be able to create your first variable. And I'm also using FreeCodeCamp, the lesson class, to also teach you. So in as much you follow the class, it's going to be easier. So now, how do you make comments in JavaScript? Now we'll make comments using // we use what? // You can write comment as many lines as possible. And now this This is a comment. You can see now it is dark. It is dark. That means it's not going to be executed. This is comment. So it's not going to get executed. So that's how you are going to be writing comments. So, and I know if you are going to, there are different ways you can write. You can start putting it line by line, or you can start putting it line by line. Like now we're having 3 lines here. Or you can write something like the one we have in, is it our CSS? Yeah, I think it's our CSS like this now. And you come here and you do something like this. So, sorry. So all this thing between, you can see that if you are going to be writing a multi-line, anything inside here will be a comment, because we are using, if you are writing a multi-line, / star, and it's going to be ending with this. So everything between this line, as it will be it will be counted as a comment. So I hope that is clear. So we have multi-line and we have single line. And you can, most people, especially in JavaScript, most people will write something like this. They prefer using something like this. Maybe so. And you can also always use your control / So I think for control / will always give you comment and uncomment, comment and uncomment, control / just like you you can use it in CSS. So you don't need to cram it. Just know that control / is for comments. Control / is for comments. So I think you can see now this is an example. It is most common to use single line comments. Block comments are often used for formal documentation. Anyhow, it is, the two are always acceptable. But what you mostly see in JavaScript, you can try it. We have done how will I say it? We have done HTML. So you can also try it also. You can also try it also. I believe by now you should even have tried it, so that you have an idea of comments. So now we are going to move in by variables. How do we declare variables? And different variables. Now we are all, let me say we are all a variable. We are all, sorry, I'm saying variables. We are all a variable. Our name, like now when I say Chiamaka, that I'm assigning someone, a whole person, a big human being. I'm assigning Chiamaka to be our name. So that's what by saying Chiamaka, I've assigned a whole person to be bearing that name. So that name is a what? It's a variable. Variables are what? Are containers for storing data. For example, now, the logical way, I would prefer to use my console rather than use Replit now. For example, now, imagine you want to keep using something. Like, let me say that my name is Abdullah. Every time I can start typing that Abdullah is a good boy, blah, blah, blah. I can start, but I can store it somewhere so I can be able to reuse it again. So that's what we mean by what? Variable. Variable are containers that are used to store data. Computer will allocate a space for it in its own memory. That okay. Then when I say let is not divine, let a should be equals to 1, 2, 3. Now I'm assigning this a to be equal to what? 1, 2, 3. So now anytime I need to use a, I don't need to what? I don't need to come and say 1, 2, 3. I can see, when I say a now, 1, 2, 3 is coming out in my console. I hope everyone can see my console like this. 1, 2, 3 is coming out because I've assigned that a to be equal to 1, 2, 3. I hope that is clear. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's just it. Yeah, that's just it. Thank you, Tobani St. George. I hope I'm calling your name very well. I'm Yoruba guy, so it's possible my accent might be somehow different, or especially in pronunciation. Forgive me. So now this, so we have we have saved this 1, 2, 3 inside a container. So, and the container name is what? A. So anytime we need to access A, we don't need to what? We don't need to write 1, 2, 3 again. Let's say let my name equals Isiaka. Then we are going to talk about the type of variable, how we are going to the type of data. This is the data now. This is the data. Like now, this is the variable we are declaring. This how we are declaring it here. This is the data. This is the variable, and this is the data. Now, data I'm assigning this one to is Isiaka now. So now, anytime I'm saying my name, I'm saying my name here, it's going to be what? Isiaka. So that's how it's going to. That's how it's going to be. We have different data type, which I'm going to explain. But we have to know that what we are going to variable are just a container that are used to store data. We have now what type of data can be stored? We have different type of data type now, but I want to be following document. So we are variable are used to what? They are used to variable are used a container for using to store data. Now the question is, how many type of variable do we have, and what are the type of data we have? These are things that we are going to be we are going to be talking about now. And this is just an assignment. I mean, just like when I say let's my name, I'm assigning this s to be equals to this. So now there are different ways we are going to declare a variable. We have let, var, and const. We have let, var, and const. And there's a lot of discussion in it about let, var, and const, but I'll try as much as possible to give a lot of definition. Now, var, we have when I was doing this, I'm saying let. There are 3 different ways of declaring a variable in JavaScript. We have var, we have let, and we have const. We have var, we have let, and we have const. Our time is running up. I want us to gain as much as possible for this class, especially beginners. Now, when do we use var, and when do you use let, and when do you use const? I want you to get it once and for all. Now, when you use var, our variable, let's say my name. Now, let me say my surname equals Abdullah. So that's not my surname. Now, I've defined a variable here, and I've assigned it to be the data of data type of this, which is the data value of the value, which is equals to Abdullah. So now I've used var to declare my variable. So now if I say anytime I'm saying my surname here now is going to be Abdullah. The only good thing about var is this, which if you are seeing new code base now, you are not going to be seeing var. You are not going to be seeing var. You are going to be seeing let and const. The good thing is that I can come here now. I know before I said let my surname be equals to Abdullah, I can declare this now. Now, declaration is this now. Now you know this when I was declaring, I'm saying var. This what we mean by variable declaration and assignment. This var surname here is what we call variable declaration. Now I've declared it here, and I've signed it to be what? I've signed it to be Abdullahi. But in JavaScript, you can when you are using var, you can declare without assigning it. When you declare a variable, let me say Zuri. Okay, I want to use var. Let me say I4G. Now I've declared this now. It has now it's coming as undefined. When you are using var, you can please after this so if you're vegetarian, sorry, I had screen because it's not being shared now. So I will share my screen now. Share screen. So I was saying vegetarian or you're an vegetarian. Leave a comment in the chat box. Let's unite or let's have a reunion. So now I believe my network is okay now. Please let me know if you can hear me now. I'm so sorry, it's my network, and I hope everything is sorted out by now. That's Nigeria. Someone said the reason why people doesn't like to take Nigeria dev now is because of network. And somehow it is. Imagine this is an interview now. My network is doing something like this. Ordinarily, you expect some people to get frustrated instantly about this. Oh, okay. Please, can you hear me now? I'm so sorry about the network issue. It's just some things that beyond our capacity. I'm trying to use two networks so that everything will be fine. This is just happening recently. So please, sorry if you can't hear me. I believe it should be okay now. I believe I'm also live now. So sorry, this is coming up, and it's at the middle of an important discussion. You are saying Isiaka Abdullah, you have already called my name. Tunde Yusuf, that's my name also. You have already called my name, Tunde Yusuf. So okay, thank you, Chiamaka. You have already called my name, that's my name. So look for it on Slack. Okay, welcome everybody. What I was saying last time was that if you are a Futarian or you are an ex-Futarian, let's connect. Now I'm using a variable called my school. Now I was trying to explain how we can use var and the advantages of var. Someone said that it's been a while he has used var. Yes, that's just how it works. It's true. People don't really use var nowadays. You use let because it leads to pollution, global pollution. But you get to know about that when we talk about function, for example. So now var my school. Now I'm assigning this, I'm declaring this var my school now. This is a declaration now. This is a declaration now, and I'm assigning to be footer. Now, if I say my school here now, it's always bring footer. But I can come here and say my school also again. Now, my school. This thing usually work with all these things usually work with VAR.
Maybe similar.
Okay, please, sorry about my network, and it was going fine until now. So I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. So I'm sharing my screen again. So that's about variable. We have let and we have const. So now, from when to use var, always declare variable with let, var, and const. Always what? Declare variable with what? With var, let, and var. But now we now have let and const. So let and const are what now being used starting from 2015. So you can see now they are giving you when you can use var and when you can use let. Now let's go to, like I have explained var, let's go to let. When do we use let? Well, in essence, because of our time,